All right, the Dyson boys are back. Let's open up by saying this. You folks on the left think you're whining and crying and complaining and yelling and screaming and getting arrested. You guys actually think that's going to change some things. All it does is continues to cause you to look like the fools and idiots that you are. You do this every time. Anytime something doesn't go your way, you want to take to the streets, start yelling and screaming. What, 300 get arrested?
Yeah.
300 folks get arrested. All because you're out there acting like idiots, acting like the lunatics that you are. And you think people are going to take you serious. I remember one girl being at the protest. Somebody sticks a camera and a mic in front of her face, and she starts dropping F-bombs all over the place, hollering and screaming. It's like, oh, we're supposed to take you serious.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to stop and listen to what you say now, right? Yeah, rich white men sit down and judiciary, blah, 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 blah. F this and F that. It's like, okay, so now we're supposed to, hey, you got my ear, girl. Go ahead. I'm going to listen to what you have to say. No, I'm shutting you out. Shutting you out. You all up in, these protesters all up in the office building, the Senate office building. They're corralling Republican senators. You can't even understand what they're saying.
Yeah. Like that's going to change someone's mind.
Yeah. No, it's not going to change my mind. It's just going to make me dig in a whole lot deeper to defeat you guys. Well, it's not so much about defeat. In this case, it's about the Democrats doing the same old silly stuff and expecting that the country's going to be behind them. You hear them out there talking about, the country's divided.
Yeah.
No, you guys have separated yourself from the rest of the country. You got your own little cult over here, and you've separated yourself from the rest of the country. And you think and believe that the majority of the people in the country are going along with what you're doing and what you're saying. You guys you've disillusioned yourselves.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. What do you got, Bobby?
Well, not so much the news cycle as, as anyone that's probably following the news. By the time you see this, you'll know that the Senate has voted to bring Kavanaugh to the full floor for a full vote, 51 to 49.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's probably going to happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Probably late tomorrow, but it's probably going to happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's like, so Kavanaugh gets confirmed, and it's pretty much a now what? People probably are wondering what's going to happen now. What does declass mean? If they declassify, what is going to happen? How is that going to affect the nation as a whole? Depending on how you look at this thing, because everybody's got, I want Trump to deal with this. The people that I would say are, connected, or the people are trying to figure out what is this all about? Why are people acting? Why did the Democrats act like they have acted in the past 2 weeks? What is this all about? What does it mean? Why is it so important to them to not have the court filled with judges that are what you call constitutionalists? Well, first off, baseline, the left hates the Constitution. They hate the First and Second Amendments. Then they show this all the time on Facebook, on YouTube. If you're not with them, you get censored, you get shadow banned, all this good stuff. So where is all this going? Where are we headed as a nation? What is going to be the results of it? 2 years from now, how is the nation going to look? Well, first off, you got to look at the fact that a lot of you that are now listening, you haven't been happy with the way things have gone. You've not been pleased with how things are going. You've been hearing for the past 8 years how America needs to get in get in line with what's going on in the rest of the world, because it's like America is the sore thumb on the planet. You Americans have too many freedoms. You need to get in line with the way the Europeans, at least the Europeans, and start acting more compliant and get with the program, the globalist program, And if you do that, the world is going to be a better place. The left always promises you better than what you have now. If we get rid of capitalism, it's going to be better. And they'll put it at you like, the big bankers, the super rich and all this nonsense to get you to listen to them and think they're going to help you with your mortgage. They're going to help you put your kids through college. They're going to help everybody have health care. They're going to fix everything that they say is wrong with the world. Well, what you're going to find out in the coming year, maybe the coming 6 months, certainly at the beginning of the year, is that that's not what they've been about. They've been about destroying everything you hold true and dear. Look at the family. You look at things years ago, how the family was doing. Then the left gets in and says, okay, we're going to get rid of the family structure, husband, wife, kids. We're going to, take the man out of the family. We're going to make him become useless. We're going to diminish men, put in the radical feminists. We're going to throw them in every aspect of society. We're going to make heterosexual relationships subservient to other, to homosexuality, and they were moving toward pedophilia openly. They believe in it behind the scenes, but they haven't been totally open with it. What's happening is Trump and his team are taking these people down. Okay. So the things that you fear, well, the country's going in a bad direction. Well, no, the left is taking the country in a bad direction. It's not like everybody is saying, yeah, let's all run over here and do this. The last election cycle proved that. The country's not moving left. The country is not turning secular. People are sick and tired of being told what to do. And if one thing in history that you learn about Americans, they don't like being told what to do. So it's about getting big government, out of your business so you can start up a small business and you ain't got to go through all this paperwork and all this nonsense that you got to do to get on your feet. You're not going to be taxed and feed and regulated out of business. And so, and then a lot of the healthcare issues that we have, are created. They're not, this isn't something that happens naturally. The idea is to collapse the left is to collapse our healthcare system. So you put in all these stupid regulations. You let these insurance companies set the prices and everything, and they don't care. As long as they're making money, they don't care how much they got to pay because they're making money off you, raising your premiums and stuff. So basically, it's getting back to making America America again, not being controlled by the Chinese, not being controlled by Five Eyes, not being controlled by the CIA, not being controlled by any other entity other than the will of the people. In order for that to happen and continue, you, the people, we, the people of the United States of America, must be involved. We can't stand back and expect someone else to do what we needs to do. And like you said, the guy said he went out the next day and registered, had never voted in his life, had never been political, but he saw that, hey, these people need to be stopped. This is going to destroy our nation. This is what this is all about. Feinstein, Leahy, all of them, the whole cabal, they're all about destroying what you call normal everyday living. Going to work, paying your bills, raising your family, getting married or whatever else you want to do, going on vacation. They don't want you doing this stuff. They want you they want it to be the 12th century again. Where everybody is under some kind of king or lordship. They don't want you on land. They don't want you even canning and growing your own food. They want to stop you from doing anything that they do not have control over. This is what this fight is all about. The people having control, or the people, the elites having control. Because everybody say that government. No, it's the elites. They want control. They're using government to do this. But, it's them. He's taking those elite people down, because in order for you, your children and your grandchildren to live in a society, to live in a republic and have liberty and freedom, those entities, those people have to be taken down. So this is what this is all about. This is why the Democrats are fighting so hard to keep it from happening, because they know they can't go to the voting booth and win. They're losing the court. They've owned the courts for 50 years. They've owned the courts. And so they're losing that. So they can't legislate from the bench anymore. So basically, their power is being taken from them. And they're not going to be able to not just influence you, but live the high lifestyles that they live, doing whatever they want, unquestioned. Nobody's questioning me. And my brother was talking earlier how they don't change when they see that they lose. They will, when this goes through, they're not going to change what they're going to do. They're still going to be out here hollering, screaming, making fools of themselves, getting the minions, the canyon fodder is going to be getting arrested. Diane and Blumenthal, all of them going to be making grandiose speeches about the process gone wrong when they're the ones that made the process go wrong. This isn't going to stop. These people need to be taken down because they are no good. You do not try to fix a rabid dog. Once the dog starts snarling and foaming at the mouth, there's no other choice. You have to put him down. These people are not amenable. They're not trying to come to you. They're not going to come and knock you on the door and say, hey, let's sit and talk. That's not who they are. You are in their way if you're not with them. And they wanted to take you out. And if the witch had got in, this would be we probably wouldn't be sitting here being able to do what we're doing now. If the witch had got in, So it's about America. And America is people. It's about the people, in America, not the land. It's about the American spirit. And that's what they hate, because you people are obstinate. You're like, English Bob said, bunch of bloody savages. You don't want to do what you're told. You want to do your own thing. You told us Britishers to go you can walk back to England, but you're getting up out of here. The world system hated that. Your ancestors that formed this nation was like throwing sugar in the tank. They had it going on. Britain was on top. They were doing whatever they wanted to do around the world. And then here you obstinate Americans, you upstarts, you cast-offs that we didn't want anyway. We threw you over there and told you, hey, you're on your own. Now, wait a minute. You guys are doing well. Well, we're going to come in. We're going to take over. And America wasn't for that. And you've been a thorn in the side of the globalist agenda for over 200 years. They're not going to give this up easy, people. They want to come in here, take all your rights, and make you subservient. If America looks like Venezuela in 10 years, they would be just as happy as if whatever, long as they're in control. And if you do not understand that, you're going to fall again for the same stuff that America's been buying for the past 50 years. Everybody went home and went to sleep because, everybody was making good money. Nobody we'll just elect this guy and he promises he's going to go up there. She's going to go up there and do stuff for us. You got to hold these people feet to the fire. I don't care what you think of them right now. You got to hold their feet to the fire, because that is the responsibility of citizens that live in a republic. And you need to research that and understand you have an obligation to your freedom. Your freedom isn't going to be kept by you not being active and involved in the system. So you need to get out there and vote. If you're not registered, you need to get out there today and do that So you can vote come November and change the course of this, where this nation was going. And pretty much that's all I have to say today.
You know, watching the protesters out there, you see their behavior, and it's as if, as I said earlier, if I holler and scream loud enough and often, then I'll get my way. It's like an obstinate child. You know, we were talking about this yesterday. A child asks for something and you don't give it to them, and they go into meltdown mode. Okay, so go into meltdown mode. Guess what? You're gonna fall asleep, take yourself a nap. When you wake up, you're not even gonna be thinking about what it is you went into meltdown mode over. So let them holler and scream. Let them continue to show us who they are and what they're about. We've always said, hey, don't stop them.
Yeah.
Let them go ahead and do this crazy stuff. You know, out there just being ridiculous. It's as if somebody gave them some kind of drug that turns people into lunatics, raving lunatics, raging lunatics at that. And they think that behavior somehow is going to resonate with people to the point where people say, yeah, no, I see what they're talking about. I understand what they believe in. I think I'll go ahead and join that. Americans aren't like that. There's no civility on the left, none whatsoever. It's all about hate. It's all about being enraged. It's all about feigning indignation. A lot of those people, I question if they're even registered to vote. A lot of the people you see out there running around hollering and screaming right now, I question that. And I would say that a good portion of them are not even registered to vote. You're just out there wanting to be chaotic. You think anarchy is going to get you your way. You Democrats, you set this stuff in motion with Brett Kavanaugh. It blew up in your face.
Yeah.
So now you want to go out there and change your narrative. It's the Republicans' fault. You know, Chuck Schumer yesterday talking about how the delays are because of what the Republicans did. You go back and you look, you hear him say that, and it's like, whoa, what movie was he watching? Because I distinctly remember some of the things that you Democrats did on the Senate Judiciary Committee to delay the process. And then when it didn't work out for you, you want to blame it on somebody else that it didn't work. It's like dealing with someone you know. They set some crazy stuff in motion, and because they want you to do a certain thing, and they set it in motion, you don't do that certain thing because that certain thing that they want you to do is doesn't even make sense. So when it blows up in their face, they're looking at you. Hey, I'm mad at you. Well, no, you're the one that set this stuff in motion, and it blew up in your face. So why are you mad at me? And that's what we're seeing from these supposed political leaders over on the Democrat side of the house. You did what you did to keep him from even getting this far, from keeping Kavanaugh from even getting this far. Now, he's one step away from being confirmed to the highest court in the land. Everything that you guys did, you filthy folks on the left, everything that you did blew up in your face. So now it's like, hey, let's try this, this, and this. Yesterday, you come out and you start talking about the incomplete FBI investigation that you call for. Then somebody on the left mentions that, it was, I can't vote for him because of his demeanor. Because the guy was super upset. with what happened to him, what you guys on the left were trying to do to him and his family, I would have been upset too. I would have been just as upset as him. You're trying to destroy me. You don't care who's in the way. Not only are you trying to destroy me, you're trying to destroy my family, my wife, my daughters. You're trying to destroy them. So yeah, I would have been upset. He came back and said, hey, I said some things that I shouldn't have said. It's like, I'm like, bravo, Brett. You got anything else you want to throw at him?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I don't have a problem with it. See, 'cause I don't like them anyway. I have no use for a Democrat. Have no use for anyone that's over on the left. Because you guys are wicked, evil, and despicable. And we've seen it. So now, I'm not going to vote for him like High Camp. I'm not going to vote for him because of his demeanor.
You were never going to vote for him.
Well, you were never going to vote for him, Heidi.
Really?
You guys already said that even before we even knew who Brett Kavanaugh was. As soon as that seat came open on the Supreme Court, as soon as it came open, you guys started with your agenda, how you weren't going to vote to confirm anybody that Trump sent up, that he nominated. So you started that right off the bat. So High Camp yesterday, by her saying that, it's like she's acting like she's saying something new we never heard.
I heard before. Yeah.
It's like, High Camp, girl, you're not saying anything that we don't already know. It's like, you know how silly you sound, High Camp? You sound very silly. And then by her saying stuff like that, along with everything else they've said, it causes their minions to get out on the street when the minions see, hey, this is not working. So they get mad at the Republicans. Who you should be mad at, minions, is those folks right there. The High Camps, and the Blumendahls, and the Bookers, and the Klubachers, and the White Houses, and the Lees, and the Feinsteins. That's who you should be mad at. Because they took it, they messed the whole thing up for you. Messed it all up. Because now they're coming against an administration that knows how to fight back.
Yeah.
And fight back effectively. You guys are so stupid. Even your media are so stupid. Trump goes out to a rally. He starts talking about Blasey Ford and her inconsistencies in her testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Her credibility. Because the reason he did that is because CNN and MSNBC and ABC and CBS, they're not talking about this stuff, her inconsistencies, the holes in her statements. They're not talking about that. So Trump says, I know how to get that out there. I'll mention something about it in the next rally. Because if I say it, they're going to report on it.
Yeah.
If I say it, they're going to report on it. And they're going to come at it like he's mocking her. No, he just exposed you fools. Again. So now you're reporting on what he said about her that you've never reported on before about her inconsistencies. And if anybody that's been paying attention to this from day one, if you've been paying attention, you understand what those consistencies are. We don't have to go over that, but you understand what the inconsistencies are. So Trump, he goes out and he says something about it. I'll get these idiots to talk about it now.
Yeah.
And guess what those idiots did?
They fall right into
Started talking about it.
They fall right in every trap he
fell right into the trap.
They fall right in it, and it's like clubbing baby seals. It's so damn easy, because they're consistent. They're wrong, but they're consistently wrong. There's certain things if you say, they will, what the reaction's going to be.
He knows just how to push their buttons.
You know what the reaction going to be.
Yeah.
They're going to respond like this, especially if he says it. And he knows that. And he's steady yanking their chains and they're steady barking and they're steady looking stupid with their comebacks because they don't have anywhere to go.
So now the people that listen to that line mainstream media, that hadn't heard anything about her inconsistencies. Now that's exposed to them. It's like, how come you guys weren't talking about any of that? How come you guys weren't letting us know what was really going on with her? So now Trump is sitting back and is like, got him again.
Got him again.
Got him again. But in your hatred for him, you're blinded.
You're blind. And that's what hate does to you.
Yeah. You're blinded.
It blinds you.
So now that hatred that you have for him, you're so blinded that you have become irrational because you're so blinded by your hate. So you go out and you start setting these foolish things into motion that blow up in your face. I was amazed at this reporter on Fox. He was at the protest in front of the circuit court there in Washington, D.C. He had this one lady. He asked her, he said, what if it were your husband? How would you feel? Well, I'd stand there and wait to see what happens. You wouldn't support your husband? You wouldn't be supportive. You would just stand back and wait to see what happens. You know your husband's character, that's not him. You know how he runs his life, how he lives his life, that's not him. But you would stand there and watch somebody try to tear him down, not only him, but you. You know, you're a liar.
Yes,
you know, you would be supporting your husband. You're a liar. So that's just, you just said that to make it sound like, well, you know, I'm a woman and I'm going to believe the woman. So the woman that's accusing your husband of this, you would believe her over your husband. Glad I'm not married to you. Because knowing that, I wonder how her husband felt after he heard that. It's like, oh, Susie, come here. You mean to tell me if a woman accused me of sexual abuse, you would just stand there and just watch this happen to me? You wouldn't support me in any way, shape, or form? Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Well, just like, they're, coming after, the feminists want to go after Kavanaugh's wife for standing by a rapist, But again, wanting both sides of the argument, when it was Hillary Clinton, she was standing up for her husband. When she was destroying these women that were making these claims
against
him.
That's the hypocrisy of that.
It's, we want both sides of the argument, You shouldn't, if you stand for your man and we're against him, somehow, you're an assault to a womanhood because you're standing behind a rapist. Well, the man hasn't been convicted of anything, but the accusation is enough.
Yeah.
Is enough to
guilt by accusation.
Yeah, it's guilt by accusation. So you're going to stand back and let them take you out, let them demean your children, make fun of your kids. Your father's a rapist, and your mother is complicit. And then you're going to just stand back and let that happen.
Then your path is, well, I'll just wait to see how everything till we get to the bottom of it. They're trying to destroy your husband and you and your kids at the same time. You mean to tell me you'll stand by and just watch that happen? You won't be supportive of your husband whatsoever? Glad I'm not married to you.
And you're lying. It's easy to stand up here and say it now.
Yeah.
But, it's like when it comes to your house, the police brutality thing, a couple of years back. If a policemen are being shot down in the street, ambushed and killed, that's okay because of the way the police are, and they've done this and they've done that and all this stuff like that. So that makes it okay to kill the police. Until one of the police that they kill is somebody important to you. Then all of a sudden it's like, and it's been, when my nephew, his oldest boy, became the police, then you started hearing a different tack on that. Well, all police aren't like that, and they shouldn't, first it was, I agree with that. I'm not saying they should do it, but I can understand. Now, your nephew is in harm's way. Then one of our cousins wanted to be a police. Now he's in harm's way. Oh, now it's a different song. Now you're saying, well, this shouldn't be, innocent people are being killed for things that they didn't do. Now that you got some skin in the game, you change your tune on that. Now you're not this radical, crazy-eyed leftist that believes that, okay, I don't believe that that's wrong, but I understand, if it's happening to this, because it was happening to people you didn't know. But when it comes home and you have skin in it, then it's different, And for you to make those kinds of, like I said, you want both sides of the argument. The left has always wanted both sides of the argument. This is why I, disliked the left for so long, because you're not honest.
No.
You can't, I can't take what you say today and count on it tomorrow, because tomorrow it might change because you're dealing out of your feelings, and feelings change.
Yeah. Yeah. When my oldest boy, when he let it be known he wanted to become a police officer, in light of all that was happening, like Bobby said, police being ambushed, etc., etc. I had a fear in me because he was going over into that world, but never done anything to stop either one of my sons from pursuing what they wanted to pursue, as long as it was something positive. My oldest son, he's always had a heart to serve others. So I looked at it that way. Here's just another way he wants to serve others. So, I'm proud of him for making that decision to do that. He's in his third year now, going on his fourth year. His fourth year will be in February of next year, I believe. But he decided to do that. Do I still fear for him? Yeah, I do.
Of course you do.
Yeah, I do. Because I know what that climate is. I understand that climate out there that is against law enforcement. But again, you Democrats, you set this in motion. You did this to yourselves. No one coerced you. No one put a gun to your head, twisted your arm behind your back to the limit before it snaps. No one told you to do this stuff. You came out of the gate with this agenda.
Before there was a long list. Yeah. Before anybody got put on the list.
Before we even knew about it.
As soon as Kennedy said he was going to retire, Justice Kennedy said he was going to retire, they went into mode.
You started right from the bat.
Yep, they went into mode.
Okay? And the game hadn't even started yet. But you're up throwing pitches already. So, it blew up in your face. You did not expect that to happen. So, when it started blowing up, you got more mean, you got more nasty, more vicious. People were talking yesterday when they were talking to protesters. It's like, well, this wasn't a criminal proceeding. It was a job interview. Yeah, but you folks criminalized him.
Yeah.
So now you're out there hollering, it's a job interview because somebody else, some other Democrat said it. So now you're taking hold of that. It was just a job interview. There's no presumption of innocence in a job interview. Well, for you guys, there's no presumption of innocence, period. Period. You criminalized him and you said he was guilty of it. Presumption of innocence aside. So you did this. You folks on the left did this. This is why I call you evil, wicked, and despicable. You did this mess. You set it in motion. It blew up in your face. Consequences. You don't want to suffer the consequences, but you know what? Someone's going to suffer some consequences somewhere. Someone. And it's going to be a whole bunch of someones.
Yeah, because when you find out who Dianne Feinstein really is, you're going to be in disbelief. Yeah. She's worse than Hillary.
So to use Barack Obama's words and what you Democrats said after 2012, elections have consequences. Using your own words, elections have consequences. All right, it's Friday. They're going to have that vote tomorrow. He's going to be confirmed.
Yeah, they have.
So, hey, you guys go put on some new heads. Because your heads are going to be exploding all over the place anyway.
All weekend.
So anything that you do, You folks on the left, anything you do, anything you say is not going to come as a surprise. Not to me or not to Bobby, and I'm sure a whole lot of other folks. Not going to come as a surprise. I like what Chuck Grassley did yesterday. Your media folks, you're biased towards the left. And he got him.
Yeah, he did.
He got him.
Grassley was pissed.
He is pissed.
And, he felt like he was operating in good faith.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they get together before they come before the cameras, and everybody talk about this. This is the way this is going to go. Blah 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 blah. They're all a bunch of lawyers and judges and stuff. They know how the process.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's thinking that everything's going to go like it's okay. They're going to resist. Blah 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 blah. Yada yada yada. Everybody's going to say what they got to say. And then we're going to vote and push this thing on the Senate and get done with this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But no, Dirty, Dick Dastardly, Durbins, and all those folks said, no, we're going to play this game. We're going to try to scare him out of the process.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, that didn't work. And he didn't get scared. Mm-hmm. So, and it's like, you tell a lie, the truth stands on its own. You tell a lie, you got to tell another lie to support that lie.
Yeah.
Then you got to tell another lie to support both of them lies. Then you forget which lie you told to who.
And in what order they came.
Yeah. Yep. So now you know which lie goes with what lie. Mm-hmm. So then we end up where we at now. Mm-hmm. And they're mad and they're upset. Mm-hmm. Let them be mad and upset.
Let them be mad and upset. Doesn't change a thing. All right. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. All right. We're out.
We're out of here.